Welcome in. New England Patriots today by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, I'll give you my official 53-man roster projection for your New England Patriots, how things should stack up for the squad when they open up the season here in September. Before we get to that, though, a little challenge out there for the Pats fans. I want to know, can we get 50 subscribers off of today's video? They tell me it can't be done. Let's prove them wrong. And here's the thing. The more subscribers we get, the more content we can bring you here on the channel. As we're doing longer videos already now, we told you as we built this thing, we'd be able to bring more stuff to you. Now we're doing more in-depth content here as we're doing daily news and rumors segments. And the more we grow this thing, maybe during the season we could potentially do some live shows or watch parties. And we're going to continue talking minicamp, OTAs, training camp, preseason, all that and more here on the channel. So go ahead and hop on in and stay a while. Subscribe now for free. Turn on notifications. And if you're a subscriber, here's what I want you to do. Spam me in the comments section. For everybody that's subscribed, I'm going to shout you out sometime this week here on the show. Let's get started. So what we're going to do is, here's kind of the parameters for how we will go about today's show with the situation involving the 53-man roster. We're going to take the roster as is, okay? We're not going to trade away anybody or bring anybody in or do any free agent signings. We're going to go with the roster as is and then trim that down from there to get to our 53 number. We expect that there's probably going to be some trades or some movement by the time the roster actually gets announced, but it's the hand we're dealt at this point. So without further ado, the quarterback position, I expect two quarterbacks on the final roster, Mac Jones and Bailey Zappe. Now, I know that there's talk about Trace McSorley and Malik Cunningham, of course. I'm very curious if Malik Cunningham can get a practice squad quarterback spot. If you're looking for something to root for Malik Cunningham to get that practice squad quarterback spot over Trace McSorley, because I think we know what we're getting out of Trace McSorley. So quarterback position, no surprise, Mac and Bailey there. The backfield, Rhamondre Stevenson, the product out of Oklahoma, I'm expecting a big year out of. Pierre Strong, Kevin Harris, Ty Montgomery. No surprises in that backfield there. Although this could be a position to potentially watch for to see if New England, depending on how things go in the preseason, if they feel the need for another back, if they make a move there. Wide receiver. Now, I know that there's been rumblings about potential trades or cuts involving DeVante Parker and Kendrick Bourne. But I think if you're Bill Belichick and Bill O'Brien, at this juncture, at where the roster is, you would have to be kidding yourself to say that this team would be better off without DeVante Parker or Kendrick Bourne. I think ultimately they deserve to be on that 53-man roster, as does Tyquan Thornton, JuJu Smith-Schuster, and Demario Douglas. All of a sudden, you don't have a bad receiving core. Not, I think, kind of underrated, undervalued as far as I'm concerned. More position groups to get to here in just a second. Now's your chance to be Belichick and be a little critical here. Our pinned comment today, name a player the Patriots should cut. Who is somebody that they should ultimately move on from? Give me one name that you would like to see the Patriots cut ties with, say, we're done, zilch, nada, and call it a day. Who is a player you would like to see the Patriots move on from? Be honest with me. It's okay to be difficult and all that. It's fine. Tell me what you think. Who is somebody that you think Bill Belichick and company should say, you're out of here and cut on that roster? Let me know who that one player is. It's our pinned comment today. Might get that ad break. If the ad's playing, get your votes in. Tell me even why, a little bit further, why you feel the way you do in the comment section below. To the tight end position. Two tight ends, I think. You're looking at Hunter Henry and Mikey G getting those two spots. I think they're going to be a nice combination. Watch out for Belichick and company to run some 12 personnel from time to time with these two tight ends there. Offensive linemen, Trent Brown, Riley Reiff, Calvin Anderson, David Andrews, Cole Strange, Big Mike, Jake Andrews, Sidy Sow. And a lot of this, I think, is dependent on the development of Sidy Sow. If Sidy can come along and have a nice camp, maybe some of the names on your screen won't make it. But we'll withhold judgment for now and assume that these guys hold on to their jobs for the time being. To the defensive line we go. And you see there this group, Lawrence Guy was a guy we talked about a couple days ago, potentially as a cut candidate. In this case, we think that he ends up holding on potentially as far as that goes and holding things square at the defensive line. Wouldn't be surprised if New England makes a move, makes an addition of some sorts to that defensive line. Then we go to the outside linebacker position, and that's where we find one of my favorite players to watch this year for this New England Patriots team. I know the obvious is going to be Christian Gonzalez, but Keion White is going to be one of your featured outside linebackers in 2023. And Keion White, I think, folks, is going to be fantastic. I think you're going to like what you see from Keion White in the explosion, his ability to get to the quarterback. He is going to be a difference maker. I think he's going to be an impact player immediately for this New England Patriots team. Watch out for Keion White in that outside linebacker group. I think is going to be improved from what it was a season ago. Who's the player the Patriots should keep? Besides the obvious, don't throw in the comment section Hunter Henry, or Christian Gonzalez. Give me a guy that's like borderline, that you're not sure if they're going to make the 53-man roster or not. Tell me a name that you believe deserves to ultimately make it when it's all said and done. Tell me in the comment section. Give me one name you think the Patriots should keep. Inside linebacker, a couple names to watch here. Jawan Bentley on this list. Also got Raekwon McMillan as well, ultimately making it. I know there's been some rumblings about Raekwon McMillan, but I think that he finds a way that they stick around with him. Corner, this is one of the best position groups on the Patriots roster with what the corners look like with bringing back Jonathan Jones, paying him and having him on your outside. Then Christian Gonzalez being one of your outside corners as well. Look out. We've seen New England invest in this position. I think that they are going to reap the benefits in 2023, and you're going to see a very good corner group and really a good secondary group as a whole for that matter. You look at the safety position, and the rumblings are that Marte Mapu, who the Patriots drafted out of Sacramento State, is going to be like a hybrid role of sorts, playing linebacker and safety. And in this case, we're talking about him playing safety and being able to be a bridge player of some sorts. Jabrill Peppers, I think that he's ultimately going to stay in New England. I know that there was talk about potentially moving on from him. I think that'd be silly if the Patriots do so. I think that they hold serve with Jabrill Peppers there. And then the special teamers. There's a long list, but we'll go through it all. Chad Ryland, Bryce Baringer, you pick both those guys for a reason. Sorry to Nick Folk and company. It is what it is. The Patriots are going young on special teams there. Matthew Slater, a guy to watch. Also, a couple other names, Cody Davis, Chris Board, DeMarcus Mitchell, Amir Speed. Just the name in itself catches the attention when you have a name like Speed and you're a football player. I think that Amir Speed is going to be a guy you'll think he'll be a special teamer initially, but look for his role to potentially increase with the athlete that he is and what he brings to the table. How would you grade the Patriots roster in 2023? The thing I keep finding myself saying when I look at the Patriots roster is you have a lot of good players across the board, but if we're going to be honest with ourselves here, there's not a lot of great talent on this Patriots team. And part of that has to do with where the Patriots have been, where they haven't necessarily drafted high and haven't been in position to get those blue chip players necessarily. And, they've still been contending, on the edge of making the playoffs or make the playoffs as they did a couple years ago, but can't quite get over the hump of getting the elite talent, but then competing at that level. I think they're just kind of, good but not great, right? That's where I look at with this Patriots roster. That's how I explain it. How would you grade the roster for me? Tell me in the comment section, ABCDRF, what your grade would be. Hit me up on social media, talking about your New England Patriots on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can find me there. And I will see you next time right here on Patriots Today. Thanks for joining us.